What is swarming? Usually when we think of swarms, we think of a group of insects like a swarm of locusts, a swarm of flies, or a swarm of bees. But bee swarms are different than locusts, who swarm to find food, or flies, who swarm for mates and around rotting food. Bees swarm as a way to reproduce and create new hives. Somewhat similar to mitosis, the colony will split into two different new colonies, a mother and a daughter colony. But even among bees, moving around as a colony can occur for different reasons. Bees perform what is known as absconding when the entire colony leaves its hive. This is usually due to unfavorable conditions, such as when the hive has been attacked and suffered major damage. Swarming is different, as it is not the entire colony that leaves. One colony remains behind in the old hive, while the other goes to find a new home. The purpose of swarming is to reproduce and to further spread the queen's genetic information. Certain bees are more prone to swarming, such as Africanized bees. Prior to actual takeoff, many changes occur to initiate swarming. Colonies will want to divide once they notice that their numbers are too large, queen mandibular gland pheromones have gone down, or when there is a high population of young bees. Whenever queen mandibular pheromones, or Q&P, levels are low, it isn't reached to the outer workers, and unrestricted by the queen inhibiting pheromones, they construct queen cups. Queen cups are a special brood cell that are located at the edge of the comb and are oriented vertically. The queen then lays fertilized eggs in these cups. These special larvae are reared with additional amounts of royal jelly so that they become queens. Once the queens emerge, they fight to the death and the winner will inherit the colony. Swarming coincides with the queen emergence. Prior to that, their current queen loses weight due to the retinue bees exercising her. Exercising the queen consists of her retinue workers biting, pushing, and shaking the queen so that she loses weight and can fly better. The worker bees then engorge themselves with honey in preparation for the fasting that occurs during the hive selection period, and for the new nest construction that will take place. Swarming is usually initiated on a calm, warm day during the spring. The workers increase activity and begin performing the piping and buzz run signal to initiate the dispersal. The queen is dragged and 75% of the workers leave alongside her. Most of these bees are middle-aged. It only takes around 15 minutes for all the bees to leave. The bees will then find a nearby tree branch or surface to form a bivouac, where they'll remain in low activity state until a new home has been selected. Certain scout bees then leave and scan the surrounding area for a desirable home. Bees prefer to make their new homes in hollowed-out trees. Bees will choose sites that have higher entrances compared to lower ones, entrances facing south, and with ideal cavity size of 40 liters. Once a potential site has been found, the scout bee will return to the bivouac and start performing the waggle dance for the potential home. The goal of these scouts is to recruit others to visit the advertised location and in turn begin advertising for the same area. Once the majority of the bees are advertising for the same area, the entire swarm will leave and head towards that new home. Bees will compete for different areas and show the value of the site through how vigorously they dance. For a good site, bees will perform the waggle dance at a higher rate and complete more waggle cycles than a bee advertising a mediocre site. The rest of the bees will then follow suit into the new home, and nest construction begins immediately. Most of the comb needs to be constructed before they can properly settle in. Most beekeepers see swarming as a problem. Not only do they lose a majority of their workers, but there's also the chance that the remaining bees won't survive. As such, beekeepers have devised many solutions to delay this action. One such solution is the demerase method, which involves the use of a queen excluder and prevents the queen from overpopulating the hive. Another way is through checkerboarding or placing new comb at the top of the brood nest to increase the brood size. Both of these methods can delay swarming and prevent swarm preparation. Swarming is the basis for how bees reproduce. Viewing the colony as a single organism due to their eusocial nature, they will double their population in the long run, if the remnant colony survives. Beekeepers dread swarming because all their hard work will fly away. It is important for beekeepers to know the reasons and causes of swarming and what they can do to prevent, delay, and accommodate when it inevitably happens. Being educated on bee nature is the greatest weapon one has when trying to maintain and profit from a beehive.